Hello there and welcome. Welcome to Crafty Thursday with Dara Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Welcome and hello. How are you? Come on into Crafty Thursday. Super excited. As always, you guys know I say that and I really mean it. I'm super excited that it's Thursday. This is the one day that I can really count on creating, right? Which is in my heart. Some days my weeks are so busy and I'm so distracted with other things, but I can count on the fact that I am definitely going to be creative when I come here today. So welcome. Come on in. Super excited that it's Thursday. Hey, I have something really cool to share with you guys. You probably have been seeing it around. I hope you have, because if you have, I think that you probably are intrigued with this project. And so I figured out how to do it so I could bring it to you. So welcome. I'm just going to chat for just a moment more. I was just a little bit, like a minute or so, behind on getting started tonight. I like to start at 7:15. However, I clicked a wrong button and it kicked me out. And so I had to start all over again. But I am here. I missed being with you guys last week. So yes, definitely excited to be here with you this week. Hi, Beth. I see Beth is watching. Happy Crafty Thursday. Happy Friday Eve, Beth. Super excited that you're here. How are you? How are you today? I hope that you're doing good and having a fantastic week. We are almost at the end of it. That's the other good thing about Crafty Thursday is the first holiday of the week. It's Friday Eve, right? We are rolling into the weekend, and of course, I love Thursdays because of that. Super good to hear, Beth. Love it that you're doing super good. Good. So, let's go ahead and turn down. I have a little bit of a new setup. I didn't tell you guys. I have a new table. I can't figure out exactly how to let you see the table as I'm working, but it's a farmhouse table. It's gray slat. It is big, so all of my stuff fits on the table, my die cutting machine and the things that I'm working with. I super love it, but it's a new setup for me. And so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to in terms of layout, like where I put things to grab off of camera, right? So anyway, so you may be a little bit askew. That's the moral of that story. You may be a little bit askew today because of that. All right, let's see if I can get us flipped around. And there we go. We are flipped around. And then we're going to go ahead and turn down, shall we? Let's get to it. We'll just, I'll talk about 30 more seconds, and we're going to hop right into our super fun project for tonight. So here we go. Let's see. I also need to get you on my other device. Let's see if I can get it to wake up. There we go. I think I'm going to move it over just a little bit, so bear with me. There we go. This way I can see what I'm showing you. Yeah, we're a little bit askew, but that's okay. I will work kind of crooked so that you're able to see me square on, and I'm able to see you square on as well. All right, so today is Thursday, April 27th. If you are new here to Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe, Thursdays are the days that I like to come and bring a creative project or two or three or four. It's usually one. But today is that day, so here we are. I am so happy that you're here. I see Julie's watching. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Super excited to see you. Happy Crafty Thursday. How are you? I hope you're having a good week. I hope you're having a good week. So come on in. We're going to get started soon. Let me know when you pop in if you're watching live or watching the replay. I love to know that. If you're watching the replay, let me know that. You can watch it here or over on YouTube. So I will upload the video to YouTube when we are done here, and a link to my YouTube channel will be in the description above. Also, if you want to chat, chat away with me, leave comments, ask questions if you would like to, and I will definitely respond to them during the live if I'm able to see them, and if not, I'll definitely go behind after the live. And then finally, don't forget to give a thumbs up or a heart if you like what I'm creating. Feel free to share if you know crafty friends that would like to share a little craftiness as well. All right, so what you see in front of me is the new upcoming catalog. So super exciting. This new catalog is going live next week. Yay! So if you are my current customer, hopefully you have gotten your copy of the catalog already in the mail. They were sent out already, so hopefully you've gotten your copy in the mail. If you have not, you should be getting it soon. The catalog hasn't gone live yet, so I can't show you any of the yumminess in the inside, but I can show you the cover. Look at that. Really cute, huh? All right, so I just wanted to share this with you. I believe, so it's the 2nd that this goes live. I believe that is Tuesday of next week. So next week when I come to you live, you will be seeing new things, and we'll crack right into this catalog. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's project. So we're going to be using the paper trimmer today, and then let's talk just a little bit about what else we're going to be using. I am using a stamp set. This stamp set is actually going to be retiring. It's a bundle. It is still current, and you can get it all the way through next Monday. It is called Blessings of Home. Isn't this so cute? So we're going to be using the Blessings of Home. A few cute sentiments there. Thank you for inspiring me. Have a perfect birthday. We can get through anything together. What a beautiful day for love. And then you are a real blessing to everyone around you. So some cute sentiments here. And there are dies that go along with this stamp set. And so the dies, some of them you don't need to stamp with. In fact, most of them. So there are just 2 of them. The 2 that are for the larger or the only flowers that are there actually. So you see the stock of flowers, and then this big, massive, lovely flower. Look how big this is. Let me show you. These are cling stamps, so they're red rubber. What that means is that there's a little cushion on there. They're made of red rubber. To me, red rubber stamps really, really good and clear, crisp images mostly. So this is red rubber, but look at how massive that is. Can you see it? Let me put my hand. Let's see if I can get this. I'll move it down. Let me get my hand. You see how big that is? This is, you guys know me. You know that I like stamps that cover a lot of real estate. This is one. So that's a massive flower. Look at the detail. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for popping in. And so the only 2 dies that go along with this that need stamping are those, and all of the rest of them are independent. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that really quickly. We're going to get right to creating. You guys, the card that I'm making tonight, this is more about technique. I hope that you guys have seen this card. It's super cute and super fun, and I am going to show you how to create it tonight. I do also have to mention that I am using, did I tell you that this was retiring? I think I did. I am also using these dies. All of this butterfly yumminess. These are retiring too, I believe. They are still available through next week. There are a ton of butterflies in there. And you guys, look at this. So these are still available. So I used a couple of butterflies out of this as well. Just wanted to mention that to you. And then I grabbed some Bermuda Bay 6x6 Designer Series paper. We are going to be using this. This is a part of the Brights collection, I'm pretty sure. So this pattern will be going out, but we always have the color families. Bermuda Bay, however, won't be a part of that. This is a retiring color, and this is one of my all-time favorites. So that is why we're using it. It's the last hurrah. So we're going to be using that. I have some plain basic white cardstock, and then we're going to be using some Stampin' Blends. I have just some colors. Of course, Bermuda Bay is going to be there. I have Granny Apple Green, another retiring color, which is the Mango Melody, and then Bermuda Bay and Highland Heather. I'm going to do a little bit of coloring, and then I have thick basic white. So there's something a little bit different that we're going to need here as well. I have a little bit of bling. So I have just the rhinestone basic jewels. We're going to be using those because they were guaranteed to match. Tonight, we're going to use a little bit of washi tape. So you are going to need, you can use painter's tape or masking tape or washi tape. You're just going to need tape that is not like a semi-permanent tack. Because we're going to need to pull it away, and you don't want it to tear away at your project, and you are going to love the project. So you're going to need some of that as well. And then I just have the black memento and some liquid multi-purpose glue. So we're going to be using those two as well. All right, so I have a piece of the thick basic white. I'm not sure if you guys knew that. I think I say it from time to time. I forget to say it sometimes, but we have two different thicknesses of basic white. We have a thinner basic white that I use for stamping and that, but then the thick basic white I like to use for card bases. So I just, if you hear me refer to that, that is what I'm talking about. And then finally, we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals because there's no way at all I am going to create something that is completely flat. It's against my religion. We have to have dimensionals. So we're going to have some dimensionals. All right, so let's get to it, you guys. We got a little bit of work to do for this card. All right, so I have my Stampin' trimmer, and we're going to, first of all, we're going to score the piece of thick basic white. That's what I have here. We're going to score it with the long side at the top, or to the top of the trimmer. We're going to score it at 5.5 so that it's in the middle, in the center. So be careful too. Know where your scoring blade is and your cutting blade. I have gone to score before. At least I thought I was scoring, and I ended up cutting my paper, and I didn't want to do that. So you see where we made the score line. And now we're going to cut the cardstock into 2 pieces. And so we'll be able to make 2 of these cards from a single sheet of cardstock. And our card base is going to be white. Oh, maybe I should have turned my extra lamp on to get a little more light. Okay, so we're gonna cut at 4 1/4. So we're cutting the long way. on the 11-inch side, and this is what we have. Okay, so we'll put one piece away. We only need one. We're making one card. However, you'll be able to make 2 cards from one piece of cardstock. So let's talk about how we're going to cut this. So on one side of the card, here's our fold and our score line. Let me tell you this. I see my daughter's watching. Hi, sis. How are you today? Hopefully you're having a good day. Okay, so we're going to start cutting away on one end of the card base. So this is going to be our card base when we fold it. Well, we can go ahead and fold it just so that I can give you an idea of what we're working with. So you see I like to call this the rooftop fold. So here's the rooftop fold. So we're going to cut on one of the ends, and we're going to cut 6 half-inch pieces right off of the end. Right off of the end here. One thing that I want to show you on the paper trimmer, on the Stampin' Trimmer, is here is the largest part of the ruler, but on the opposite side of the cut line, so here's our cut line, on the opposite side of the cut line, we have about 1.5 inches that we can work with. Let me bring this a little bit closer so you can see that. Can you see that? So here is the 1-inch mark. Oh, my finger's in the way. Let's try that again. There's the 1 inch, so it's on this side, and then there's 1 inch on this side. So it's kind of easier if you have this trimmer to cut on the opposite side. It's easier just to whip through this. So we're going to cut off again 6 half-inch pieces here. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is the last one. Whoops. Did you see me score it? That's okay. Scoring is better than cutting if you're intending on cutting, but the other way around, not so much. All right, so this is what we have. You see this? Does anybody have any idea what we're going to be making? Do you know where we're going with this? Take a guess. All right, so here are the 6 half-inch pieces of thick basic white, thick basic white that we have. So 2 of them we're going to put aside, and we'll use those in a minute. And then 4 of them we're going to use now. So as always, let's see if I can find my bone folder. I know it's somewhere here on my desk. However, where it is, I don't know. Here we go. Never too far. We're going to go ahead and burnish with our bone folder. We're going to burnish that fold. And this is what our card front is going to look like now for the time being. So this little section is the top and also the front. So this will be the back of the card, just to give you a little bit of orientation. Now, that having been said, we're going to do some adhering. I need to have this facing me, because I just have a difficult time working upside down. So now we have our 4 pieces of 1/2 inch. It's actually going to be 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 because we've cut our card at 4 1/4, right? So we're going to take our 4 pieces. Now, this is where the washi tape comes in. You're going to want probably at least maybe a 5 or 6 inch piece of washi tape or masking tape, painter's tape, some semi-tack. And we're going to open our card front. So can you see what I'm doing? We're going to open our card front, and we're going to stick the washi tape down. Boy, this is kind of curly, but that's okay. Kind of in the center here. And it doesn't really need to be exact or anything like that because we're going to be removing it, remember? So go ahead and close your card. So the washi tape should be facing you. The tacky side of the washi tape should be sticking outwards. And then I'm just going to fold it over on itself and stick it to my work surface so that I can hold on to it. When we start assembling, I just want to make sure that it's not wiggling around too much. So now we're going to grab the 4 pieces that we have here. The very first one, we're going to line up right with the bottom edge of our card. Okay, so we will take, one edge and just go right across to the other side and tack it down a little bit. Okay, just see what we have so far. All right, so then we're going to take the next one. So when I let go, it looks kind of wonky, but that's why you saw me hold it on the top here and then just kind of hold the washi tape at the bottom. But once it's there, it's in place. You don't have to worry. All right, and so then we're gonna leave maybe about 1/2 inch to a 3/4 of an inch space between these 2 pieces, and we will adhere the next piece right to the washi tape. So I'm just going to kind of hold it at the bottom and drop that right down. And you can estimate. You do not have to be precise with this, and you'll see in a moment. All right, so I'm going to go ahead with the top piece here and that 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch side to side. So the one thing that I do want to make sure is that I'm kind of getting it side to side. And you don't have to be exact, not at all. And then we'll drop that last piece down. So you just kind of want to make sure that your outer edges are as close to being lined up as possible. And if you need to readjust them, it's just washi tape, so it peels right off. All right, so that's kind of wonky, but you see what we have? I'm going to peel the rest of that washi tape off because it is sticking all over everything. All right, so here's what we have. Can you see this? Thank you. Thank you so much for the hearts and the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you. You see what we have here? All right, so now it's kind of loose, and that's okay. It can be that way. We don't need to be technical on any of this, actually. All right, so now we're going to bring in the 2 remaining pieces that we have. And I'm going to put them right on top of each other and grab a pair of scissors, a piece of scissors. I don't want to grab a piece of scissors. We need them whole because we need them functioning, right? All right, so I have the 2 remaining pieces here. Hi, Marie. I see Marie is watching. Happy Crafty Thursday. I hope you're having a fantastic week, and I'm so thankful that you're here. Okay, so I've arranged these on top of each other, and you could do them one at a time, but I kind of want them to be the same. I am just going to bevel both of the outer edges here right towards the center. So I want this to be kind of pointed. And if you have a punch that can do this, you can use your punch as well. But you see what has happened? This is what I have left. Easy peasy, right? All right. So now let's get rid of the extra stuff here. We're going to bring in liquid multi-purpose glue, so you're going to need that. and we are going to add a dot of glue. The first dot of glue is going to go on the larger portion of the card front, not one of the slats. And let me tell you before I adhere these what we're going to be doing. So these are fence posts. So we're making a lattice card or a fence card. And this is kind of, let me bring it right to you. This is kind of where you want your, thank you for the thumbs up and the likes. This is kind of where you want your fence posts to be. So the remaining two pieces that we had, that's what that is. Those are fence posts. So now with that in mind, I'm going to slide these to the side. And we're going to add a dollop of glue. Just a little bit goes a long way. And we're going to add just a dollop of glue to the top here. Oh boy. I don't want to squeeze this because if I do, we may get a big blob. And I know there's plenty of glue here. I just used it. So, oh, I told you that was going to happen. Darn it. Okay, and so then we're going to go down each of the slats. See if I can pick some of that up. Oh boy, let's grab a scrap piece of paper here. I knew that I'd get that big blob. I was a little worried about that, but not too much. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and lay our slat right on top of the glue dots that we have there. Let's see if I can cover up that big massive blob of glue. There we go. Let me show you what has happened. And with the liquid glue, if you need to move your horizontal slats, it allows you a little bit of time to do that. So you see what we've done. So here's the first side. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, except for this time, we are not going to have a great big blob of glue. We're just going to have a little dollop. I'll show you here in a second. We only want the glue on the slats. So I'm being a little careful. Let me show you what it looks like. Can you see that? So that's kind of what we're aiming for. And let's go ahead and let's do the top first because I want to make sure that both of those points are kind of even at the top there. And then I'm just going to push this over a little. All right. Let's move this one down just a little bit. That's the beauty of the liquid glue. I can adjust my slats. All right. Now we're going to set this aside. Thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up. We're going to set this aside. Give it just a second or two to dry. It doesn't really take long to dry with that liquid multi-purpose glue. But we'll set it here. And then we're going to bring in our regular basic white, and we have a little bit of stamping to do. So now let me show you. We are going to be using that smaller flower. Let me show it to you again. And I'm going to use the coordinating die. So this is the flower that we're going to be using. And I think the thank you is the sentiment that we're going to be using. So it says, "Thank you for inspiring me." Let's put it down so you can see the entire stamp set, but we're going to be using that. And then I also used this little flower die, which makes individual flowers, and then I used the taller flower stalk as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to stamp this, and we only need it once, and I'm only stamping it using the black memento. So let's stamp ink up pretty good. And remember that this stamp bundle is going to be retiring. So it is only available through Monday. And then after Monday, I'm going to stamp this twice just in case. Tap, tap, tap. So you see how I'm tap, tap, tapping. This is red rubber cling. So we don't need any extra cushion, and it works right on our acrylic blocks. But I'm going to make one for good measure, just in case I make a boo-boo. I like to do that. Have one for good measure. So anyways, after Monday, the new catalog goes live on Tuesday. So there is going to be lots and lots of fun stuff. However, the Blessings of Home bundle will not be available. It's going away. Going away. I won't say forever because who knows? I'm not the boss of that. So I can't say forever. But we're just going to go ahead and color in our flowers. I am not by any means a professional, alcohol ink marker. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Marie says it's a pretty stamp. It is a very beautiful stamp. I am not a professional alcohol ink marker. Color designer. I don't know what you would want to call it. And because of that, it's one of my reasons for loving them. They're very forgiving, and I don't have to be a professional. And really, all I have to do is concentrate on light and dark, and the markers do the rest of it. So can you see that there are two distinct colors here? There's a lighter shade and a darker shade. The lighter shade, so this is Bermuda Bay. The Stampin' Blend markers come light and dark, so you get a pair of them. And the reason that I want to point that out to you is I'm going to start with the darker one first. There are two ends too, let me tell you that. Can you see? It kind of tells you on the front there is a brush end, and then there's a harder, shorter nib. So I am actually going to start with the darker of the two, and I'm going to color this larger flower in. I am using the shorter point nib, and let me show you what I'm doing. I'm going to bring this closer to you just for a moment. We're not going to color this in. We're not going to color the whole thing in, of course. But just so that I can show you a little bit. Can you see the detail lines on the flower? All right, I'm just going to take the darker color, and I'm just making a line over the detail lines, and not even every one. I don't have to have every one. I'm just going to do a few of them, whatever is quick, because I don't have all night to color either. I love to color, and it's okay for certain times, but usually when I'm card making, I like to be a little more direct. So in the same fashion, I'm going to take the darker of the Mango Melody, and I'm also using the pointed short nib, and in the inside of the flower where the stamen would be, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pick up some of the detail there. And the next part is the part that allows the marker to work for you. So it tells you on the side too, which is light and dark, if you can't tell easily by looking. I'm going to take the lighter of the two now. We're going to start with the Mango Melody, and all I have to do is color the entire rest of that stamen in. Color it in, and I have highlights. Voila! And I didn't have to work at them. For the larger flower, I'm going to use the brush end of the marker, but I'm dragging over the lines that I made with the darker marker so that they blend. They blend really good. And you see how careless. I'm coloring. I'm just coloring inside of the lines. And I stay just a millimeter away from the edge of the outline because alcohol ink does move. So that's something to know if you've not used it before. But anyways, here you go. Easy peasy and beautiful, and Bermuda Bay, one of my favorite colors of all times. You see that? Can you see the detail? You see the darker parts? Isn't that cool? If you like to color, it does the work for you. You don't have to do it. And voila, here is what we have. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for the thumbs up and the hearts. Thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. All right, so we have this. And then, remember I said, so we're going to do a little bit of decorating now. This is plenty dry. We're going to bring our card base back in, peel that washi tape off. We're going to decorate our card, add a little bit of bling. It's going to take us just a couple of minutes. We're going to be done, and we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful card. Oh, thank you. Jamie says beautiful. Ooh, isn't it gorgeous? Yes, yes. These butterflies, of course, are gorgeous. So remember I told you that little stock that we used, the die cut that didn't need to be stamped? Thank you. Thank you so much. This is that little stock. And then here are, let's turn this over and kind of show you, well, here are the little flowers that I cut out. So there are 3 different sizes of them, and I'm just going to glue 2 of them right over the flowers that are on that the flower stock that we have here. So this is Granny Apple Green. These are Bermuda Bay, and you can kind of see. So here's the largest one, and I'm going to glue it over that top flower. And I don't really know upside down the way it goes on, but I'm looking at those fat petals. So I'm going to kind of do that. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool because tiny paper parts and long nails don't exactly go together. So yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. And then this smaller one here, can you see that? We're going to put one right here on that smaller one as well. And I think that this one goes well. Although we could put a larger one on there, we could. Let's see. Can we cover that right up, or will it look goofy? We could cover it right up. Let's try it. Let's try it. All right. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat so I don't make a mess all over my work top, because everything will stick to it then. And if that happens, we won't be able to see our beautiful, beautiful card. We don't want that to happen, do we? All right, so I'm going to grab, let's see what I did with the Take Your Pick tool here. Here it is. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of the liquid multi-purpose glue, and I'm just gonna, let's turn this over. I'm just gonna put a little bit on each of the flowers, just a couple of little dots, now that it's working right. Now that I've put the blob of ink glue all over. And then I'm just gonna use my putty end of the Take Your Pick tool and pick that flower up, and then it will allow me to maneuver it how I want to without fussing with my nails. All right, I think that looks good. And I do want to see some of the Granny Apple Green showing through there. So let's grab the smaller one and we'll do the same. Just kind of adhere it right to the flower. Let's I'm going to get the picky end of it so I can move it around. There we go. Alrighty. I think that's good for this. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of assembly and see what our card looks like. Now, remember we are also using a piece of Designer Series paper That is Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to use the one with the little flowers on it. Can you see that? That kind of goes with what we're doing. So we're going to use this in just a second. Let's decorate the front of our card. So we'll get this right out of the way and bring the card back in. Oh, so now we're plenty dry. We're going to, whoa, I lost a stack of paper there. That was weird. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull the washi tape right off. And we can get rid of it. Actually, you can save it. Remember, we can make 2 cards from the single piece of cardstock. So this is what it should look like. Can you see the fence there? Isn't that cool? We have a white picket fence. Isn't that the coolest? All right. So let's go ahead and decide where we want to put the elements that we've already cut. And maybe we should stamp on our sentiment, but let's lay this out first and we'll decide where the sentiment should go. I'm fairly sure that I want it in the top corner there, though. We could put it on this side. No, we're going to put the butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to kind of stick the larger of the die cuts to the fence post, and then we'll just kind of have this one hanging out. So as I've laid this here, I kind of see where I need to apply the glue to the back. Do you see this? So I'm looking, I know that I want a dollop of glue on the back of this flower and maybe on this flower, just in those center stalks, and maybe just a little bit here on the top, right? So I'm kind of eyeballing that. I'm going to grab my liquid glue and do exactly that. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here, just a little. And then we're going to put a little on this stalk, remember, and we could put some in the center. And then on that smaller flower, look at a piece of paper there, on the smaller flower. And then let's go ahead and then adhere this. Let's put it down and then I'll kind of show you where it falls. If you are creating this card, I don't know if you will be using the Blessings of Home or different die cuts, but you can put it wherever you would like it. Here's where we will have ours, or I will have mine. All right, and then I'm gonna come in with some Stampin' Dimensionals, because remember how nothing in my world is completely flat. I like dimension in my world, so I'm just going to kind of decide where, in a similar fashion, where I need to have the dimensionals. I don't want to cover up the flower. I want this right on the edge, I think. And I cover that little bottom flower a little bit. I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. It's still peeping out there, so I think we're okay. All right, so I'll grab my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to kind of lift this. I'm just going to kind of lift this die cut. So I'm lifting it and kind of using my Take Your Pick tool. All right. So there we go. That's where I needed to have the dimensionals. You see that? And remove the adhesive backing. And then I'm just going to place this, and I kind of want the stems together. I just want to make sure that I'm not going over the edge of the card. Now we need to deal with the bottom of the card, because can you see that our posts are, thank you, can you see that our posts are hanging over the bottom of the card? So we're going to open the card, we'll flip it right over, you see that, and we're going to cut off the excess on the bottom there. We don't need that. Let's bring in a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to trim. I'm just going to trim here. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you so much. All right, and then we'll trim that off. There we go. So now we have a card. Isn't that cool? All right, so let's continue with our decorating here. I do need to turn it towards me though, because I'm a little bit challenged upside down. And actually I'm gonna use the liquid glue. So we're gonna put these butterflies on, but before we do, I want to stamp my sentiment. And I'm gonna stamp it up here on the upper left in the large area, and I'll show you in a minute. Remember, the sentiment I used is the thank you for inspiring me. So we're gonna put this towards the top, and I'm gonna do it with the black memento. So let's go ahead and grab that, tap, tap, tap to ink up. And then I'm gonna put it maybe about almost an inch from the top. Perfect. Okay, you see where we have the sentiment? All right, so final finishing touches. Let's go ahead and place our butterflies. And one of them I'm gonna put on the post. And do I want the larger one? No, I'm gonna flip them. I'm gonna flip them. I almost want to, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I like them fluttering like that. All right, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of the liquid glue on the body of the butterfly. We can make the wings flutter that way. And I'm gonna add it right to the post. Once again, I'm being careful not to go over the edge of the card. My fingers are a little bit sticky now. And then let's go ahead and adhere our top butterfly. Let's see. And I'm gonna do the same thing. And after it dries, you can just take your fingers and kind of bend the wings and fluff them up if you want. There we go. I don't dare want to stick my fingers on that because there is a little bit of glue coming out from the side. So we're just gonna leave it there. And the final thing we need to do is add a little bit of bling. So remember, we're using the rhinestone basic jewels. I'm going to bring these right out. Let's see. Oh, this poor cellophane. I don't know why I put them back in there. Look at that cellophane. There's nothing to it. It's pretty loved. And then we'll just add a little bit of bling. I think I'm going to use the larger ones. This is a pretty busy card, but I'm liking the busyness of it. So I'm just going to use the big bling. Might as well keep the whole thing busy. Let's see. We'll go there, and maybe I'll put a little bit smaller one here in the corner. All right. And if you want more bling on yours, you could put lots of bling on it. If you guys weren't looking, if your eyes were closed, and let me tell you, I might fill this card up. All right, so here's what we have so far. Isn't this cute? Cute, cute, cute. All right, so here's the final thing that we need to do. Let's bring our Stampin' trimmer back in. Just gonna move my Stampin' Blend markers and make a little bit of room, and my scissors and that washi tape. Let's move our card over so we don't mar it. And I'm gonna bring my Stampin' trimmer, and we're gonna cut this piece of designer series paper to 3 3/4 of an inch by 5. So I'm gonna start with the 3 3/4 of an inch. We'll cut it right off. This designer series paper is retiring as well. This is always a good deal. It's on sale. I believe the Butterfly Brilliance dies are on sale as well. And if there are any Stampin' Blend markers, I'm sure those are probably on sale. All right, and then we're going to add this right to the inside of our card. So let's open our card. Flip it right open. I got a little bit of adhesive someplace that I didn't need it to be. It's probably that great big dollop that we got. And let's grab some Stampin' Seal. We'll just add a little bit of adhesive to the back of our designer series paper, and this is going to go right on the inside. And if you want to put a sentiment on the inside, you can just use a bit of, so you'll stamp it on a bit of the basic white cardstock, the regular, not the thick. You can use a die cut or a punch or a strip with your scissors, and then stamp your sentiment on the basic white and add it to the inside of your card. I would add it to the top portion so that it will be hidden by the larger portion of the card front. And then when we close it, this is what we have. Oh, thank you, Julie. Isn't this so pretty? Very, very cute, cute card. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. Isn't this the cutest ever? So have you guys seen the lattice card? I've been seeing it quite a bit, and I thought it'd be a great idea to bring it to you and show you how to do it as well. So remember, we used the Blessings of Home. Let's go, well, first of all, since these are on the top, we used Stampin' Blends markers, just a few of them. The Bermuda Bay and the Mango Melody are retiring, so they will be available until next, or through next Monday. We use the Blessings of Home stamp set. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's super, super cute. Super fun. And the butterflies are on there. How can you go wrong? And then the Flowers of Home, which are the coordinating dies. I used the, I'm calling them Butterfly Brilliance. This is the stamp set that goes, unfortunately, you guys, the stamp set has sold out. I did look before I came on, and it is no longer available. Look at it, though. Yummy. I'll never part with it. I'll never part with it. If you see this in mine, you know, if my name is on it, something has happened to me. But lots of yummy butterflies there in all sizes. And look at this big one. He is pretty big. So if you're a butterfly lover like me, there's lots of butterflies. That's still available. And then we used the designer series paper. We used the basic rhinestone jewels, Stampin' Dimensionals, and I think that's it. And this is what we ended up with. All right, you guys, I hope that you liked what we created, and I hope that you recreated. Isn't this card fun? It's super fun. It looks intimidating. It's not. I think the worst part is probably the washi tape in the center, but you see how it looked haphazard as we were doing it, but really you don't need to be technical. You don't even need to measure. I didn't. And oh, you're so welcome, Jamie. You're so welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us. I didn't need to be technical. I kind of haphazard, and it still looks great. And then don't forget that next week on Tuesday, the new catalog goes live. If you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a copy of the catalog, make sure to leave a comment on this thread, and I'll make sure that you get one. Or you can message me, and I'll make sure that you get one too. All right, let's go ahead and turn up so we can say good night. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you being here and allowing me to share with you and create with you and show you a fun, cool card. I think it's super, super cool and super fun. It's a lot easier than it looks, and it's something for you to try. Use your beautiful stamps and Stamp and Blend markers on them. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. I will be back with you next week right here, same place, same time, to create something else crafty for you. I appreciate you being here so much. I hope you have the opportunity to do something crafty this weekend. And until then, see you next week, same place, same time. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.